Hello everyone and welcome to Club Reaction to Dundee United 1, Rangers 3 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. A win for Rangers on the road. Hurrah! I am Scott Carney and joining me to discuss today's result in Dundee is Alistair Pearson. Ali, how are you?
Yes, well, take three for us in this car now. I thought take two was going to be that, but
Don't think any of
as,
it's been my fault so far, mate. I
no,
don't
I'll,
think.
I'll I'll take the hit for it. The first one was I was that angry I forgot to plug my microphone in because of Nick Walsh. And then the second reason was my dog was going tonto in the flat for I don't even know what reason, and the buzzer started going. So it was not a good start to the podcast. We thought we might as well restart it. So yes, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Yeah, kind of like the start of the game for Rangers, I
Yeah.
suppose, with the way the start of this podcast went. But yes, look, a win for Rangers on the road, a change in the pattern that we have been seeing, a result that many probably didn't see coming, considering the way the game started and the fact that we went behind. I thought we were in for quite a long afternoon, but Rangers have kind of broke that trend, as I just said. And yeah, I'm delighted for a 3-1 win against third place Dundee United and putting them back in their box a little bit. It's quite a nice feeling. The starting 11 today was Butland, Tavernier, Proper, Enciala, Jeffrey, Raskin, Diomande, Hadji, Barami, Igaman, and Dessers. Dessers coming into the starting 11, mate. Probably just after his tremendous goal against Man United, probably merited a start. Any changes you would have made to that starting 11?
Dessers, we scored 5-3. Very good goal against Man United during the weeks. I know three of them against Fraserburgh, but probably deserved, obviously, with Tierney not being there as well. I had to shuffle it a wee bit. The only one I would have maybe changed was Barami. I don't think Barami's merited starting in the Rangers team, but he's probably started on the basis of we've not got many players to start. I'd have liked to see young Bailey Rice in there, but then he'd probably need to take a Diomande out potentially, but then he could push Diomande further forward. So, no, I quite like the lineup, to be honest. I thought it looked quite attacking, so no grumbles there.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest criticism, probably not, maybe not criticism, but I think the clamour for a lot of fans, including myself, was to see the continuation of the youth in terms of Rice, possibly even Curtis or Lovelace to be involved with the lack of Tierney being there. However, this is the team that he decided to start with. It looked like a 4-4-2 at times, which again was to probably battle their slight change that they made. So maybe he had an eye on that, Clement, the fact that they slightly changed their formation the same way they did when they got a draw against Celtic. So yeah, look, but again, it was an intriguing one. I wanted to see what it'd be like seeing Igaman and Dessers playing up top from the start with each other. So I was very much looking forward to it. Into the game itself, Dundee United nearly take the lead as our inability to defend a corner continues, mate. It clips the inside of the post and it bounces back out and Rangers clear their lines. But safe to say, up till before Dundee United scored, Rangers were not really in the game. We started this game of football like a trend we've seen so many times in away performances domestically this season. We're slow, we're laboured, we're pedestrian. We don't have any real cutting edge to our play. It was all very disjointed and yeah, it wasn't the best of starts, and I suppose people will kind of throw the European hangover tag at it. But for me, I was like, can we just see something different than what we usually see domestically, please?
Yeah, well, there was four changes to the outfield team, if you want to say, in terms of Diamandi come back in, and Ciala came in, Dessers started, and who's the other
Hadji,
one that started? And Hadji started
Hadji.
as well. So there was four fresh players in there. So no, I don't buy into that. I agree. I thought we were it's just what we've seen for Rangers in away from home domestically this season. I thought they were slow, ponderous. Dundee United looked like the one team that wanted it, but every time you put a ball in a hard box, and Dundee United don't know, just lump a ball into your hard box and it's panic stations. Even Jack Butland at 6'3", 6'4", he's just for some reason when we just can't command his box at all, and it's not helped by the back line in front of him. I thought we were a shambles at the back most of the game, let's be honest about it, but particularly in that first 20, 25 minutes.
And your reasoning and your thoughts and your opinion is justified, mate, as we go behind from a long throw. Yes, a long throw into the box. Again, Proper gets hung about, falls over. Enciala doesn't clear the ball. Nobody takes command of the situation, and Dundee United want it more, poke it home, and it's 1-0. And I did honestly at that point, mate, go, here we go again. This is the same thing. Nothing is changing here. It is the same thing. And this is all just about desire and leadership and ownership and responsibility. And we took none of it, and Dundee United took advantage of it.
Yeah, Diomande was muscled off at form. It's a thing with a Rangers team that I've been moaning about for the last few seasons. I would say we're not physical enough. But especially against teams at Dundee United, I thought they bullied us over the park in the first half. Diomande's bullied from the first ball, don't deal the second ball, and it drops to the boy and he puts it in the back of the net. And I'm the same as you. I kind of looked and thought, I'm in for one of these games again, because when we go a goal down, we struggle against teams like this. So, yeah, it wasn't a great start for Rangers. I didn't know where the spark was going to come from, because we lacked it all over the park, never tested the goalkeeper or anything. So it was all real Dundee United, and they deserved to go 1-0 up, to be honest.
They did, and you can't say that it takes the wind out of other sails, even the supporters. It takes the wind out of the supporters' sails, because there was nothing in the first 20 minutes to make you think that anything was going to be any different. And look, again, it might sound overly critical because we've won the game 3-1. I will come on and praise the team, don't worry. But the first half and the way we started is just something we see far too often. It happens time and time again, domestically away. And yeah, at that point, I was like, here we go again. We're going to need to suffer this again. Another 60 odd minutes, 70 odd minutes to get a draw. That's kind of what was going through my head anyway. But yeah, Rangers, even from them, we didn't really do anything else. Rangers didn't really grow into the game. It wasn't really as if we were creating chances. Dundee United were probably creating the better of the chances in the first half, and kind of out of nowhere we equalised. But from a screamer from Diomande, absolute screamer, a guy that I was criticising in that first half. He shifts the ball into his right at the edge of the box, mate, and fires it right into the side netting with his right foot. It's an absolute peach of a goal. It really is a cracker, but there's no getting away from it, mate. It came out of nowhere, but that was the only way it felt like we were going to score in that first half.
Yeah, you're looking for individuals to step up, which has happened previously for Rangers this season in terms of you're looking for a wee bit of magic from somebody. It came from Diomande. I mean, he's either really, really awful at shooting Diomande or very good at shooting. There's no in between with him. I hit the bar against, was it Dundee, I think, where he was unlucky recently, but it was a screamer from Diomande. Again, it came out of absolutely nowhere for me, Carney. I didn't expect it at all. But it was a fantastic goal, and it got us back into the game. It was a good point to score as well, with 10, 15 minutes left in the first half. So, yeah, I thought when we scored that, I thought, right, well, let's see if we can actually kick on for once in an away game.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I nearly made a blooper there, mate. My work phone was deciding to go off there, and I'm like, it's Sunday afternoon. What is going on here? So, yeah. Excuse me while I silence my work phone. Apologies, everybody. But yeah, look, it got us back into the game. To be finished, probably the stronger of the two teams, I thought, in the first half. I thought we had decent efforts. I think Brahmi had an effort. I think Dessers had an effort. Hadji had one that he probably should have done better with from kind of left-hand side. But we finished the better of the two teams. Going into half-time, I was thinking, right, fair enough, Diomande's got us back into this, but we are still a team that relies on a moment from a player. And domestically away anyway, we don't seem to be building, but we don't seem to be progressing in terms of making real clear-cut opportunities, in terms of build-up passages of play, all that kind of thing, all the stuff that you want to see to say that there has been kind of progression there. And the first half for me was just miles off it. It really was. At half-time, would you have expected changes? Was there anybody that you thought that was massively stood out that you would have taken off?
Yeah, I mean, Rangers, I thought the last 5 minutes of the first half, Rangers grew into it. I thought they had a couple of chances. Raskin had a chance. Dessers was unlucky with a chance as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't like singling out players all the time, but you need to sometimes when players aren't doing it for you. Barami is an obvious one for me again. I just think he's on the edges of games. He doesn't affect games for me. I thought he was very poor in the first half, Barami. I've not seen anything for Barami for weeks in a Rangers jersey. £4 million we've reportedly spent on this guy.
Yep.
And he offered nothing for me. I mean, there was other players in the park that I didn't think were great as well. I mean, defensively, I thought we were a shambles, but he's a guy that's supposed to come in and affect a game. He was a guy that was brought in to replace Todd Cantwell. That's who he came in to replace, and is he an upgrade in Todd Cantwell at the moment? No, for me. I just don't think he affects the games as much, and he needs to do more for me. We'll come on to the second half where I thought he was better, but in that first half, he was one that I would have hooked off, to be honest.
Yeah, without jumping too far ahead, I think he only got better as Dundee United got more tired and we started to dominate the game a lot more. I don't think when we're up against it that he's having even nearly enough effect on a game. I completely agree. He is one that I was looking at where I thought surely Lovelace on that left-hand side would be a better option. That's all I was thinking. I was like, it must be a better option because Jeffrey was kind of singled out on his own out there. But Ame, as you say, he stands on the edge and watches the game a lot of the time instead of trying to properly affect it. And yeah, I couldn't agree more, mate. I think he's a conversation we'll probably get into on maybe Club Deck Corner during the week where we discuss Barami in kind of full detail because right now there isn't enough coming from him and it's been happening for weeks now. It's becoming a real glaring issue, I think, within the attacking line of us that we're expecting guys like him to be the ones that do not do something, but to have the effect on the game that where defenders are a bit unsure or a bit wary of his effect on a game. Whereas right now he's kind of null and void. He's pretty much a non-event within games. So yeah, that would have been the change at half time. In the second half, we don't make any changes, which I was slightly surprised about, especially with the efforts put in on Thursday night in Europe. But we take the lead through the unlikely goal scorer of Robin Proper, mate, who, again, for me, it's really intelligent by Yanis Hadji. He just holds the ball up proper, just holds his ground in the mid and kind of the left edge of the box, if you like. Nobody's anywhere near him. No one's marking him. Hadji plays the ball to him. Proper turns around, smashes it, takes a deflection and goes into the back of the net. If you don't shoot, you don't score. At that point, I thought, right, we've scored early on in the second half, something that we don't often see, mate. And I thought we just have to kick on from here. But fair play to Proper, mate, for being in the right place at the right time and for being brave enough to turn around it and just smash a shot at goal. You never know what could happen and it ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a good ball by Hadji. And Hadji's an example of what Barami should be doing. Hadji's a guy that creates moments for Rangers. That's why he's probably a better player, Hadji, than Barami. But no, it was a great ball. And Robin Proper, the most unlikely guy to be there. Just as you say, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And he does. Gets a nick off a defender, goes in the back of the net. And I was the same at that point because it was early on in the second half. I thought, the third goal kills it for me. We need to get the third and kill it because our defence does not give me... Well, you know what it's like, just lump a ball into our box and it's panic station. So we were never safe at 2-1 Rangers, but I thought we've got a platform now to build on to go and get the third and completely kill it. But it was a good goal by Proper, and that's 2 goals for Proper now in the last kind of few games he scored for Rangers.
Yeah, and look, it was a better second half for Rangers, a better start to the second half, and that's, again, not something that's kind of out of sorts. It's something that we've been seeing when we have such a poor first half, that we tend to be better in the second half after Clermont pretty much gives them a bollocking at half time. And we definitely seen improvement. I thought up to about 65 minutes we were the dominant team. We dominated possession. We had a lot more shots on target than they did. We had more touches in the opponent's box. Everything was going in our way. But then, as you say, mate, just balls into our box is just like, it's as if we've never seen a cross before. We've never seen a long throw before. It just creates such panic. This for me is becoming a concern though, mate, because our inability to defend, especially set pieces, see crosses from set pieces like corners, free kicks, even they've scored from a long throw. Why are we not working in this? Surely Clermont has identified that we can't defend at all from that from that scenario, from a set piece across, wherever it may be coming into the box. That's something that really needs addressed, mate, and it needs addressed like a month ago, maybe more.
No, teams know where to target Rangers. I mean, that you see what Dundee United were doing with long throw-ins, and every team we come up against this season will do the exact same until we get players like John Souttar back, players that are dominant in the middle of in the defence. We're too weak for powder puff. Even guys like Jack Butland, who, when he first came into Rangers, came and took balls out the air for us, and now he stands in his line now, Jack Butland. He's a bit of a shadow of what he used to be when he came in at Rangers, Jack Butland, at the moment. But the defence in front of him just don't do him justice. I'm looking for a dominant centre half, a guy who just goes and wins balls, and we don't have it. John Souttar's the only real guy we've got that maybe would go and do that, but he's out, and we don't know when he's going to be back. The boy Fernandez, who nearly coming apart today, again, I know he's 6'3", but we've not seen him yet. So it'd be interesting to see what he's like. But we're crying out for just somebody go and win a ball in the air. That's all they need to go and do. Get your head to it and win it. And we just don't have players like that at the moment. It's something we'll need to address in the summer when we bring players in, because we're too weak. And it's not just at the back, it's all through the team.
Yeah, it's a commanding, physical centre half, mate, and not no nonsense, because you want him to have a bit more about him than just being I don't know, what's the boy that plays for St Mirren? Gogic, is it? You want, like, obviously he's a bit just a hammer thrower. I don't want quite a hammer thrower, but I want maybe the traits of a hammer thrower mixed with a guy that can actually play a bit of football. But 100%, mate. Like the lack of command that we have across our backline is just so evident to see, just by any ball getting put into our box causing complete panic. So yeah, hopefully Fernandes is the answer to that. I'm shocked I even seen him on the bench, mate, because from the rumours that I was hearing, he wasn't going to be fit until Christmas. So yeah, it's good to see that he was there. But yeah, another let off, as you mentioned, mate, a ball into our box. Raskin nearly turns it into his own net. It bounces back off the post. We get away with that one there. About 80 minutes, Rangers have the ball in the box, but Barami, the ball in the net even, but Barami was ruled to be offside after a quick set piece, and Dessers had turned it in, but it was offside. We don't make the first sub until 84 minutes, and Lovelace comes on for Hadji. I found that a bit strange today. Don't get me wrong, I think Clement was maybe I'm giving Clement too much credit here, but maybe letting the players that started the game, to right their wrongs from the first half. But I was surprised that at 84 minutes that was our first sub.
Yeah, I thought he would have brought subs on at maybe 60, 65, 70, that area of the game, but he didn't. I mean, there wasn't much to pick from the bench when you're looking at it, to be honest. I know there's young lads you could bring on, maybe bring McCausland on or something, a bit of pace there. So, yeah, it was surprising, but Clement can turn round to us now that we know what the score is and go, well, that was the plan all along.
Yes, exactly. And we look silly for thinking that, mate, at the time. Yes, absolutely, mate. And I look, again, I always want to say it all the time, even when I'm putting tweets out now during the game, I want to be wrong. I don't want to be in for a long afternoon. I don't want to be at the end of the game going, oh, I told you so, it was going to be a long afternoon. I always want to be wrong, so I don't mind that. It doesn't bother me at all. And he got it right today, and Rangers do make it 3, and it's that man, D9. Honestly, absolutely incredible. It really is. Rangers break up with Park Barami. That was his real involvement in the game today. He had a bit of a moment, and I suppose I wouldn't mind if he was having the moments a lot in games, the kind of way Tierney does. When Tierney's not playing very well, he still has that one moment in him, but we've not even been seeing that from Barami. But anyway, he passes the ball to Lovelace. Lovelace first time into the path of Dessers on the left-hand side of the box, and he rifles one. I mean, strikes it with all his might with his left boot, mate, into the top corner of the side netting. This is a tremendous finish. I mean, I know it's a few inches away to the right from being an absolute like balloon of a miss, but that's accuracy, mate. That's a guy that's on form. And look, people are going to at me here, and I know that. Should we be discussing Dessers? Should we be getting rid of this guy? The guy is clearly back in form. He's clearly scoring goals, because no matter what, mate, looking at that goal against United and his goal today, they are spectacular finishes. All credit has to go to him, because he's secured us the 3 points today. There is no doubt.
He's scored 3 worldies for me in the last few games. The one when he came on, was Aberdeen, I think they played midweek, and he came on and sat the boy down, and that for me was outstanding. The one at Old Trafford, wow, to do that at Old Trafford, a big stage like that was even better. But that one there, I mean, I was off the couch for that one. I enjoyed that one, I'll be honest about it. That was spectacular finishing by Dessers. He's got it in him. See when he's not got time to really think about it, he has got it in him, Dessers. And yeah, I mean, Danilo's out. Danilo's made of glass. So, I mean, if Dessers goes, we need to bring somebody in to replace him. And there's only a few more days left in this window. So it'll be interesting. But he's contributing. And this is where he is good, Dessers. I know he started the game, but he is a good substitute at times to bring on when teams are tiring, because he's seen against Aberdeen what he did. But he's a weird player, Dessers, a complete weird player, because he does things like this and you go, wow, it's if anyone else does that, a Messi or Ronaldo, you want to say it, and folk would talk about it. It was a fantastic finish from a tight angle from him, and it just killed the game for Rangers.
Absolutely. You've got to give him full credit. And yes, he is incredibly frustrating, but I didn't think at any point today I said FFS Dessers. Like, I honestly don't think I said it
No, I
once.
thought he was decent. I thought he tried to link up with Diomande, yeah.
Absolutely, mate. And I'm thinking, maybe there's something in that. Maybe there's something in Dessers and Diomande playing together. Maybe there is, who knows? But it worked today. It really did work today, especially in that second half. And I honestly thought Dessers was nowhere near the worst player we had on the park today. I thought Dessers was really good and probably merited his finish. The way he's took it is honestly absolutely spectacular. It really is. It's a fantastic finish. And yeah, look, he is an enigma. He's a tough guy to really nail down your full opinion on him, but right now he's scoring goals for us. Obviously, we are coming to the end of the transfer window. There's no real signs that he's going to be moving on. And yes, these wages are high, and yes, we put a massive outlay on him, but we need a guy that can score goals right now, and Dessers is doing it. As I say, I'm always for having egg on my face, and with Dessers, I'm looking at him, and after the few performances, I'm going, have you turned a corner? Is there something different here? Is the fact that he's going to be playing, if he's going to be playing up top with Diomande, going to bring out the best in Cyril Dessers? Who knows, mate? Who knows? It's something we're going to really watch, and I'm intrigued to watch more of it. But honestly, what a finish! And a fair play to him for it. It's fantastic. Paul Enciso comes on to make his debut. He's replaced by Barami. I think we've discussed Barami, and we'll probably go into more about him on maybe Tuesday. And then Rangers had to post an injury time after amazing footwork and touch from Diomande, who just leaves that Gallagher in his wake, really. And he slips it to Diomande, but it bounces back off the post. And then the controversial moment of the game, mate. Diomande is fouled at the edge of the box. He's then pushed, and then he's sent off for being pushed. And Nick Walsh, and from what the commentary team are saying, that it looks like that he's tried to swing a punch at the Dundee United player. When Nick Walsh produced the red card at first, mate, I had no idea who he was sending off. The camera panned to Diomande, and I thought, what is he sending him off for? And after he got told to go and review this at VAR, he still came back with the opinion of that it's a red card. None of the commentary team said it was a red card. Clement was clearly furious about it at full time. And without putting a tinfoil hat on here, mate, that is blatant cheating by Nick Walsh there. He has made a mess of that. That will be overturned. That will 100% be overturned because he's made something up. He's made something up and he's stuck by his decision to do it. I released the tweet saying corrupt to the core, mate, and it was in anger, yes. Right now, I don't know if I'm too far of the mark. This can't be a coincidence that we keep getting these absolutely diabolical decisions against us. This is not a red card. It's never even close to being a red card. And what frustrated me even more is that Gallagher comes in, who has got away with murder today with the amount of challenges that he put in that were fouls. He comes in, starts pushing players about, and he doesn't even get a booking for it because Nick Walsh knows he would have to send him off too. Discuss, mate. To me, this is just it's a crazy decision by Nick Walsh. It really is, and I expect Rangers to go in pretty hard on this one.
Well, I've not seen Clement's presser, but I've just seen on Sky Sports Twitter that Clement says we're going to appeal it. My player gets attacked, and you could see Clement at the end of the game how angry he was. I was angry as well. I was actually enjoying the last 5-10 minutes of the game as well.
Yeah, same.
Until Nick Walsh decided to interfere into it. It's one of the most shocking decisions I've seen with a red card. I thought it was, when I seen it at first, I was like, what's he looking at here? And then VAR obviously showed you it, and I'm like, obviously we're all in the group chat alongst other folks. We're in group chats as well, and we're all, that's never a red card. And even McFadden and Crocker are going, that's not a red card.
I actually said, what has he done? Like, what has he done there apart from being pushed? Yeah,
the guy pushed him. The guy pushed him, and he's pushed him. His arms come up in the air. That's it.
And even if
when he walks away,
if you want to go down that route of he's flung his hand up, what would you do if somebody pushed you?
Yeah.
You're going to just leave your hands down by your side? Yeah. Of course, you're going to put your hand back up to try and do it back. And it's pathetic from Nick Walsh.
No, and Diomande walks away from the situation as well. And for Nick Walsh to go over and be told in his ear, I would assume he's been told by VAR.
You need to check that.
Have a look at this. This is not a red card. He's went across, took ages, and even when he's looking at it, McFadden and that are going, it's getting overturned on that. And he comes on. Nick Walsh is that arrogant and loves himself. It's my ball, it's my rules. That's the only reason he came out and went, no, I'm sitting by it. Nick Walsh should get his balls towed for that decision. It's shocking. And I know we are 3-1 up in a game, and some folks say it doesn't matter, but ultimately Diomande, if it stands, and it won't stand because we'll appeal that, and that cannot stand as a red card. But no. Diomande's been sent off the park for nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'll be interested to hear Clement's presser on it, because he looked livid. I mean, I was livid myself at it, but Nick Walsh should not be allowed to officiate these games at this level, because he's no good enough. And if he thinks that's a red card, where do you go? And I don't like to put the tinfoil hat like across the other side that City do from years ago, but it's cheating. Nick Walsh has got previous for it. And I'm sick of sitting here talking about referees. I mean, how many decisions have we had this season, Karen? Christ, we could release a DVD on it, let's be honest about it. But that one today was shocking by Nick Walsh, and he shouldn't be able to officiate going forward for that. He should be put down to the lower leagues or whatever it is. But I'll be interested to see what they say when we appeal this.
Yeah, and it'll be another one where you tune in to hear Willie Collum try and justify things on that VAR review. It's scandalous. It really is. It's beyond a joke now. It really is. And look, mate, we'll probably be snipped for the stuff that we are saying and clipped and put all over the way. And I'm fine with it. I really am. We're complaining about this decision after we've won convincingly 3-1, and but based on that second half performance. So they can if they wish. It's cheating. It is cheating. I am not going to try and hide behind and say it's just poor officiating. It isn't. It's biased cheating. That's exactly what it is. If that was a Dundee United player at the other end of the pitch that had done that after a foul and Diomande pushed the player, and then Dundee United player reacted the way Diomande did, Diomande probably still gets booked. That's kind of the way that it goes just now. So, yeah, the benefit of the doubt is always gave to somebody else, and I don't even think there's any benefit of doubt in this. It's just a terrible decision, and he's made a mess of it. He really has. So I am myself. I'm interested to see the aftermath of this, but I don't imagine that Rangers will let this one go quietly. We'll finish with man of the match, mate. Who was your man of the match today?
Oh, I was struggling. See, the last 15 minutes of the game, I was actually sitting there going, who'd I give man of the match to? I was actually struggling. I don't think there was a major standout for me. Desser's Niggerman, I know they didn't. Well, Desser scored, but I thought Iggerman I thought some of his touches were delightful tonight, by the way. Beautiful. How many times does he nutmeg people? His flicks and that. It's a joy. I thought Diomande, for the criticisms he get, I thought he tried to get us going. Hadji as well. So
Diomande's stats, mate, good reading today. I just seen that before we started recording.
I'll probably give it to Diomande. Hadji was a close one for me, but he kind of fell away the last wee bit of the game. So I'd give it to Diomande. Scored a cracking goal, got us back into the game, and I thought he tried to get us going. Diomande, he's a bit lightweight at times against teams like this, but he tried to get us going. He was unlucky not to score a second, so I'll give it to Diomande.
I'm going to give it to Dessers, mate, just for that finish as well, because I think I thought Dessers was effective in everything that he'd done today in terms of the press that he was doing, especially in the second half, and his link-up play with Iggerman. I think he deserves he'll be delighted that he's got my recognition as being man of the match, mate. I'm sure he'll be very happy about that. But no, in all seriousness, I would give it to Dessers. He comes in for some amount of criticism, and right now he's kind of shutting us all up a little bit, and I thought he was great. I really did. I thought he did exactly what you want your striker to be doing in terms of linking up play with his other partner up top. So yeah, I'll give it to Dessers, and the finish is just ridiculous. It really is. Right, that'll do us for today. We will be back on Tuesday, pretty much to discuss the full fallout, I'd imagine, from the Nick Walsh mistake, blunder, whatever superlative you want to call it. We'll be back to discuss that, and we'll obviously discuss in more detail probably a few players as well. And the transfer window will have closed by. No, it won't. It'll be very much nearly closed by then. What day's Tuesday?
Tuesday
not yet.
Will be the 28th.
Yeah, it's the end, coming to the end of the transfer window. So you never know, might have a new signing by then. We'll need to wait and see. Alistair, for today, thank you for joining me.
No problem. I think I had it all that game, but ultimately it's 3 points for Rangers. It's an away win for Rangers, which we've not been able to say much times this season. So It's a platform for Rangers to build from. So yes, a happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday indeed. Rangers have not ruined the weekend. Hurrah. I'm delighted with the way the game went today, especially that second half, and Rangers thoroughly deserved the 3 points, and I'm just glad we've won on the road. It's what we wanted to see. We had to break that trend, and more so for the players, they had to break that trend. So I am delighted to say that we are getting out of Dundee with the 3 points. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, all the usual stuff. We will speak to you on Tuesday for Club Deck Corner. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.